Two more. I wasn't expecting that. No, I wasn't talking to Jesus. Jesus helps me all the time when I ask. Here's what... I was talking to you. Why have you forsaken me? He's not talking to God. He's talking to you. Joe Smith. Why have you forsaken me? He was asking God, oh God, why have you forsaken me? He's not saying that. He's saying, oh my God, why is Brigham Young and the other guys forsaken me? Yes, it's obvious. Never mind. Look, get over it, okay? Caiaphas betrayed him. Herod betrayed him. Pilate betrayed him. Judas was told, you're going to have to do it because these other guys are not going to stop, okay? Judas is his buddy. They just try to throw it. Yeah, it's Judas's fault. He was the worst. He was the worst, yeah, because he was his friend. They were going to do it. You got to do it for me, pal. What? He told them that. Go do what you're going to do. He knew. He could have left. He didn't have to get betrayed. He could have just gone. He could have gone to Persia. He could have gone to Arabia. He could have gone to the East. He could have just walked out of town. He walked to his death. He stayed and had dinner. And so he did it, yes, his crucifixion. He volunteered. He did it willingly. He could have left. He was on the shithole outpost edge of the Roman Empire. He just had to keep walking. The centurions, most of them loved him. He could just go, Jesus. But he didn't. He had to be an example. That's what's so special about Jesus. That's why, oh no, he could have done, and he had, now, you're not understanding it in historical terms. He was on the edge of the shithole outpost that had country. India, they've heard of India, they've heard of this. There was other people with similar religious understanding to him where he could coexist. He could have gone over there and had wives. He could have took Mary with him. He could have took some of the apostles with him and just said, fuck these Hebrews. Let's go. They're assholes. But he had to set an example that stood the test of time. He has analytical, observational, telekinetic, relative understanding. He's thinking outside the box. He's not thinking about what's happening right now today. He's thinking about what's happening for people in the future. So he makes this example to try to stand the test of time, to affect us not just then, but in years to come. That's why he does it, because he loves you. Okay? Do you get it? You're not thinking, it's Doc Brown with Marty, you're not thinking third dimensionally, Marty. I've tried and I don't express it right, I guess. We've gone over it and over it and over it. And I'm like, okay, what am I missing here? Help me. So Jesus does help me, but you guys need to help me by comprehending and practical application. That's where I need your help, all right? Jesus can comprehend and practically apply it. I don't need him to do it for you. No, you have to do it for yourself. Thornton L. Hurston. The eyes are watching God. Jeannie Crawford. Can you get it? Can you do it? Sorry. You want some tea cake? I'd like more than tea cake. Thank you very much. It doesn't have to be the wheel ice, and the best part of life is the thinnest slice, and you don't care for much, but I'm not letting go, and I believe there's too much to believe in. You can have your cake and eat it too. Lex Gonzalez is right. Now, yes, she's very cute, and she's very sweet, and she's very hot, and she's a beautiful girl. I love her. She's really cool. There's extraordinary young people in Las Cruces and in Sierra Vista, and I got to hang out with them. I know her. I know Junior. I know Terrence James Jr. Yeah, I know him. I know Devin Dubinsky. I know Caesar. Yeah, I know him. He's a good kid. He's crazy. He's a little fun, but he's a good guy. I know Ryan Up. His daughter, don't you love his daughter? She's so darn cute. I know people. I know him. I know Ronald Edwards. I know him. I know Alan Gibson. I know Ebony. Yep. I forgot Ebony's last name. I know Ellen Gibson. Yeah, I know these people. You know that I know them. I know Benjamin Bradley. I know Tavian Rogers. I know Loftus family. I know people. I know them. Hey, I know them. Yeah, I know Danye Coleman. He's a good guy. We've met. He's really sweet, and he was really kind to me. With respect to, I know Dwayne Walker. He's got great. His coaches are beautiful people. The people she's not really a secretary. She's more like a teammate. No, she's the receptionist and everything. They are teammates. They do so. There's so much stuff that they get done that he couldn't get done on his own. That's his teammate. That's his cornerback. That's his this. That's the way he describes it too. It's like she's not anything. She's one of the teammates that without her and without him and without, this is my team. You guys only won one game. That's because of them. Them, yeah. It's because of the organized crime movements that run these things and everything like that. Yeah, no, we function quite well as a team and a family, and we're here, Fishers of Men, and we're building character, and we're building men. I'm a teacher, and I'm a coach for life, not a coach for just winning football games, but I'm coaching these young men to be, man, this is beautiful stuff. I tell you, he's a descendant of Demetrius, and that's that. And if I say it, it's so. I'm just kidding. It's gospel. I'm just kidding around. It's obvious. He doesn't hardly. It's not it's not your numbers. We talked about numbers. Me and Juan talked about numbers, and the numbers of that team. I don't see 2 and 10. He's like, I don't either. I don't see this and that. I see better numbers. We did see better numbers as far as victories, but no, they were going to do everything they could to make sure that I was wrong and that we were wrong. And you know what? It's cool. Well, because they were right. Their numbers were right. Our numbers were wrong as far as victories on the field. But as far as tangible victories in the heart and in raising better human beings to be more loving and accept your outcome, Jesus lost. He got beat and crucified and mocked in the streets and made fun of. He lost. They won. Ha ha ha. Go watch the Passion of the Christ. Ha 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 ha. We won. You lost. We shut you up. 2012 years later. Ha ha ha. They still won. And not anymore. Not anymore. The truth will overcome. Like my friend Ross said, man, love's going to win this one, man. Love's going to win this one. Love's going to win this one. Ha ha ha. We killed Bob Marley. Ha ha ha. We killed the Kennedys. Ha ha ha. We killed Steve Biko. Ha ha ha. When Lady Di was trying to help Mother Teresa, ha ha ha, we killed him. We kill him. Ha 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 ha. We're always winning. Ha ha ha. You'll always be the loser. Ha ha ha. But in the story of life, and the company of people of true fellowship and true faith and true love, ha ha ha. You're surrounded by a bunch of people that will kill people for money, but I'm not. Ha ha ha. I'm surrounded by you, but my true fellowship won't do it. Ha ha ha. I have true love. Ha ha ha. True faith. No, I want you to have it too. It makes me sad. I hate the world you live in. I hate the world you created. Don't you hate it too? I love you, man. Come back to me. I keep saying this. Come back to me. I love you. I loved you. I loved you, my brother. You killed it, him. I'm joking. It's there. Bobby, that's why the NAACP boycotts his house. It's a Jareen part in the thing. Yeah, I was, oh man. It's a good movie. Hollywood Shuffle, go watch it. It's funny. It's one of my favorites. I've watched it about 3 or 4 times. It's really funny. He did it on like credit cards, man, and stuff like that. It's funny. It shows the entrepreneur, the creative, stuff. We have to make a living, and we get creative. And your world is not practical, not tangible. It is, but you have to think outside the box and be creative and intelligent about it. We're talking about management of resources. We're talking about management of emotions, feeling, showing respect to the planet, to each other, to each other's face, to people, and stuff like that. Your rights end where mine began, kind of thing. You can't come up and, I'm going to touch your penis because I just got to. I've heard some things about it that it's just a regular penis. Please don't touch it. Well, I've heard. Leave me alone. I have to touch your penis. No, you don't have to touch my penis. Go away. It's freaking weird. It's not like any other guys. Well, okay, I get it. The Higgs boson particle, I get it. Okay. My finger's not much different than that. That's not true. God. Look, you're crazy. Leave me alone. You can't handle the truth. To tell you the truth about it, don't. My wives couldn't handle making love to me. They went nuts. My fiancés, yeah, they went crazy. I'm the greatest thing since sliced bread. And if they don't have an efficient immune system and you don't get to have enough sex with me and stuff like that, you might get a disease and die. Yeah, do you want to have them touch my penis now? No. You might not be able to handle it. It's like doing a drug. Do you think you can handle it now? Why do you think I'm single? God's protecting women and God's protecting me. They go crazy. I get my heart broke. I'm at the point now, I don't care. break my heart. I'm used to it. We'll just have sex. I wear condoms. Even with a condom, it still has an effect. They still got to have more. That's when they come back. I wear condoms, and you got to try him. Oh, okay. Yeah, it's weird. No, you do not want to have sex with me. Trust me. Not unless you're the right girl. Nope. That's why I shut up. No, yeah. No, do not. Nope, you do not want to. You're not the right one. I know who's the right one for me. I know and she'll know. It's one of those things. You know who's right for you and who's not. And if the guy's sitting there going, I don't think it's you, I don't think it's him. Okay? You just know. Emil and his, I forget her name, one enchanted evening. You made Tony and Maria. Alright? You know who your girl is and who your guy. Man, you ever seen Monster-in-Law? When Vartan is sitting there and he's watching her, you know, and they meet at like a thing she's serving, and almost all her movies are like that. She's like he's born on the morning side of the mountain, and she's from the twilight side of the hill, right? And so it's really cool. They're cool. And it's like, yeah, it goes, oh yeah, she's a successful wedding planner and he's a successful doctor, but she worked her way up, and I don't know about his. I don't know. But there's a lot of her movies are like that. But the guy's sitting there and he watches her, and then it's funny because she asks about, oh yeah, well what color are my eyes? And he goes, they're brown, but when the sun hits them, they get like a speckle of gold with little specks of this and he tells her, you know, because he's sitting, he actually watched her like tall and dark and loud, whatever. The girl from Ipanema goes walking. And in those movies, it's like that. The one guy goes after her too in a backup pen. And he's like, were you following me? He's funny. He's got a great personality. So Loftus character. Kate Angelo is the guy, you know, the one he's a great guy. All the guys in the movies, she picks good scripts as far as the guys. The guys are great guys in the movies. And so, but it's cool the way he sits there and, you know, the way he describes it, it's just like, wow, you're right. Because I do that too. You're like, no, when the sun hits those mountains just right, those hills sing. You know, that's how I'm about women too. And so these guys in these movies are like that too. It's just like, wow, I was watching you. I was drooling. I know, it's gorgeous. What? It's like on Good Will Hunting. She farts and wakes up. It's cool. That's stuff I got. Remember and stuff. So it's in the romantic comedies, the women don't put in the part about, you know, that's a guy thing about the farting and waking up the dog in her sleep and stuff. And yeah, we laugh. That's funny. It's priceless though. I have lots of stories like that. That's just, it's great. It's life. But there's also other beautiful stories where you know. Like I told you, I worked with that one girl in Sierra Vista and told her, and I said, yeah, I sat there and I watched my wife sleep, and then, because my dad told me about the mountains. My dad can paint the Oregon mountains from memory. And if you know, because I tell you, he's a little Navajo kid that got lost, but you can make pictures of your mountains and you take them from everywhere you go, so that way if you have to leave them, they're always in your heart and they're always there. And you do that. I did that with my wife and kids. I'd sit and watch them sleep, and I would paint pictures in my head. So I always had them with me to take them with me everywhere I go. She goes, that's just creepy. I'm like, okay, that's why you're not my wife, and of course that's why my ex-wives are not my wife. That's just, you're just weird. You're just, yeah. Okay, well, whatever. You know, I'm good. I miss my kids though, but I have, you know, Dad, I'll always be your kitty bug, and she will. She knows. And Emily, I don't want you to die. I always carry you. You always carry me with you in your heart, like I always carry you. And so where are you? And me and Amy go, in my heart. She's cute. And Noah, I always, you know, man, you got to be a man. Man on up. Time to man on up. My boys have it a little bit rougher than my girls do. Yeah, the dad's a little bit more. It's just, I get it from my pops. My pops was like that with me, too. He was a little bit harder on the boy. Like I told you, I said, you know, he kept a gun under his pillow, and he had you thinking, I don't think he would have done it, but he had you feeling like, you know, dog's out there buried in the backyard, and, you know, here lies Vip. He was a good dog. Here lies Junior. He was a dumbass. He had you feel like that. I can't live with a dog. I can't. And he was cool about it. He didn't, but I told you, when I got caught stealing it, he whooped my ass. Oh, he whooped my ass so hard. And then when he took me into, I had to do that with Jimmy, and I thought we were friends. I mean, my dad was effective at doing that stuff. God, he was effective. But I ran out, I told you, to the edge of the ditch, and I couldn't go past the edge of the ditch bank, so I stopped, and I sat on a chunk of rock or a clunk of concrete there by the irrigation canal, and I cried, and I was pissed, and I was yucking. And he actually came out. He felt bad, and he said, you know why I had to do that? You know, shock. And yeah, I was about 6 years old or so. You know, he tore me a new asshole. I had bruises and welts for a week. And yeah, and I don't want you to, you know, that'll get you into big trouble and get you to where to go where you don't want to go, and you will lose your freedoms, and you won't have anywhere to go. You won't even go out and be able to play in the treehouse, you know, if you are play out there in the horse corrals. So you got to learn. You can't take other people's stuff. You can't do that. It's not good. You'll get in big trouble. So you whoop my ass hard. Yeah, and it was worth it because it worked. But then after that, he didn't. I could have been spared a lot more after that. I kind of told him that too. You know, I got the message after that. The rest of them were mistakes. And then when I finally admitted, you know, Dad, we didn't, and he knew it. And then I stopped getting spankings. And then my sister's like, he was spoiled. Even Dad stopped spanking him. I thought you guys were retarded. You just had to tell him the truth and try not to repeat the same mistakes. And he didn't whoop your ass. Yeah, the last ass whooping I got was when that time Linda forgot to tell me to do something, and he came home and he was pissed, and he whooped my ass right out of the tub, bare naked, wet ass. That hurts like a mofo. And then he really felt bad. He didn't apologize because he felt so shitty. He didn't spank Linda either because he felt so shitty. I felt bad for Dad. I know, you're sitting there, you're like an 11-year-old kid with your ass whooped, you're feeling sorry for him. Yeah. Well, because of the look on his face made me feel like, oh, shit, I'm that kind of kid. I'm special. You felt worse for your dad. You got dogged, and you got, yeah, because somebody made a mistake. You got your ass whooped, wet, out of the bathtub, bare naked behind with the, yeah, and you felt bad for the person that did it to you and the other person that forgot. Yeah, I felt bad for Dad and Linda. Well, because I got my ass whooped because she forgot to tell me. And he thought I was being a little brat and whooped my ass and didn't find out all the information correctly and just tore me up. And they both felt worse than I did. It's the whole thing. It's like the Jimmy thing. I had to take the G.I. Joe back in front of everybody and said I stole it, and I thought we were friends. That was more effective than the spanking. Oh, fuck. Those little blue eyes looking at me going, you betrayed me. And we weren't friends after that. They never talked to me again. Yeah. Boy, you tell effective parables. It's some of my life experiences. It's what I. You have to tell people stuff of your experience, and you have to experience. It has to be real. You can't come up, well, the Yogi Chakramakra said, see, I love you, Eckhart, but no. You can't live through other people's lives. You have to do it for themselves. Soren Hill Hurston, Their Eyes Were Watching God. Read it. It's a pretty good book. A little self-absorbed. A lot of the black women books and stuff like that are a little self-absorbent and kind of hard to tolerate. Soren can be that way, and Terry McMillan's can be that way. Alice isn't quite as bad. I like Alice a lot. She's good, and she's more than tolerable. She's good. She's a good author. And Tony is the bomb. Sorry. I'm not being particular. It's just okay, it's my perspective. I love me, Toni Morrison. Potato. Blue as the Vine. Sad. Cry your eyeballs out. The 20-Mile Woman. The beloved. Tony the bomb. Me love Toni Morrison. Me do. Me love Tony much. Okay. Yeah, Toni Morrison is the bomb. And yeah, Blue as the Vine. So sad. I mean, the little girl wanting to be like the little doll. And oh God, it's aching because she's not good enough because she's a little dirty black doll. You remember they did that research thing? Oh, what was the good kid and which was the bad kid? And it was always sad. We can't have that no more. I love little blue eyes. I think they're gorgeous. I love little brown eyes. I love little green eyes. Everybody talks about things about eyes, that these are bad and they're good. I think all the eyes that are watching God are beautiful. And all those that see God in everybody are beautiful. Thanks, Orna. Thanks, Tony. Thanks, Alice. I had to read those women's books to, Sharon. I love women just in general. Their eyes are watching God, and God's watching you all the time. And I want you to know that. Those little babies are watching you. God's watching you. And you're watching them. And you're watching God. And you recognize God in all things. That's beautiful. Thanks, ladies. Thank you very much. That's Life Class. That's a little help from Oprah and her friends. That's pretty cool. All right, guys, I got to get going, man. I got to do an intro. and then I got to get going, and we'll see where we go from here. All right. Blessings and peace.